Should Misfits take another big risk this year with a main event? What's going on, people? It's Rak-Su back again, and for this video, after Misfits 13 last week, I thought I would share my personal feelings on whether or not there should be risks like that being taken again. Last week, obviously, I was horribly disappointed, and I feel like I outlined that in a video quite bluntly, that for me, Evil Hero and Most Wanted were huge letdowns. In some capacity, I felt sorry for Foxy G as well, because that was supposed to be a big moment for him. I felt sorry for Mams and everybody involved from Misfits side, because they brought all these people over from the UK, they've sorted out the logistics, they must have cleared it with the Zone, and I'm sure the Zone at first would have been like, are you sure? To be quite honest, I feel like they were just let down. They were let down. They gave opportunities to people and they didn't come through in them. However, I've seen a lot of people being like, they should have never been offered the main event in the first place. They didn't deserve it and they hadn't worked their way to it, and that Cray Cray versus Yuddy should have been the main event and other things of that nature. This is where I think we have to be careful. There is a balance to strike between people who are taking boxing seriously within the Misfits world, who are influencers, actors, musicians, TikTokers, streamers, gamers, right? Who genuinely fallen in love with the sport of boxing and are running with it. I am one of those people. OJ Rose is one of those people. King Kenya is one of those people, where our lives have actually changed quite a lot because of Misfits. We've like kind of become boxers. But then there's also another side of it that we have to balance, which is Modine, who's massively entertaining, has a huge personality and a huge profile, doesn't really understand what he's doing boxing wise, but you know what, he gave it a go. He's important. Ginty goes to the same gym as Tempo Watts. Now, he's not in the gym anywhere near as much as Tempo Watts, but you know what? Ginty is on TikTok live every single day. And you know what? When Ginty fights, we talk about it. Whether it's him having the most boring fight ever versus Hallow Ham, or whether it's him getting knocked out by FaZe Temper, we talk about it. What I mean by all this is, Misfits boxing is not Matchroom or Queensbury or Top Rank or anything like that. It's not PBC. It is about entertainment, and the entertainment mixed with the skill. So with that being said, if there's going to be approximately 8 to 10 Misfits shows a year, and we already know that there's going to be a prime card, which is going to be amazing level boxing for our world, plus huge names. And there's going to be multiple other cards, 2 or 3 of them will be pay-per-view, and of course on the top of that bill will be big names who can fight as well. I don't think it's that detrimental to have 1 card a year, 2 cards a year, where a risk is taken on a cheap, small stadium, non-pay-per-view card, just to see if it works. When the idea of tag team boxing coming around was first voiced, it was like, whoa, this has the potential to be cool, but also, what are we doing here? And some people really weren't too fond of it. They were worried about safety, how is this going to work, etc, etc. They tried it, it worked, and now it's here to stay. Then we tried Survivor Tag. That probably didn't work out so much. I don't know how eager I am to see that again, unless they tweak the rules, and I'm sure they can do, and maybe it will be amazing. But some things work and some things don't work. That's just the nature of life, and when you're trying to be innovative and forge a lane for yourself in an area that's not been done before in the way that Misfits is, there's gonna be a couple misses with the hits as well. That doesn't mean you stop swinging the bat. With someone like Foxy G, because of his personality, because of him and his presence on YouTube, because of his boxing ability, and because of how young he is as well, I think everyone's identified and realised that, whoa, this is somebody who could be a star in this space, and it's worth us trying to build him in the best way possible. And this could have been an epic way to do it. It just did not work. I am just as frustrated as you, having to stay up until God knows o'clock to not see what we thought we were going to see. But I would encourage Misfits to carry on taking risks. I don't know what it's going to be next time, but at the end of the day, there's a limit to how much you control. If you offer me the fight with KSI and for some reason I feel like I can't walk before the ring walk, like I'm just like, I can't do it, that's not in Mams' control. Do you know what I mean? You didn't know that I was going to do that. You can't really legislate and plan for it that much. I suppose you can have a stand-in, but it's still going to ruin the event to a certain degree. So that risk element is always going to be there, and there's nothing you can do about it. And sometimes it works out great, like Swams having his opponent pull out and he ends up fighting Ed Matthews, and we get one of the most viral clips of the year, right? And sometimes it doesn't work out and Evil Hero goes and does what he does. But we've got to keep on experimenting, guys, because we're not traditional boxing over here, and we're not trying to be traditional boxing over here. It's some weird mix in between WWE, professional boxing, and the UFC. And we got to keep on trying to fight to find that balance, and there's going to be a couple L's along the way. But more than anything, there's going to be a whole lot of entertainment, which we have had so far as well. So I'm extremely disappointed about last week as well. I don't want anything like that to ever happen again either. But I do think it is worth continuing to take risks, because that's ultimately where the gold is going to come from, and where Misfits is going to be able to do things that other places can't do. So it's a growing pain, guys. Hugely frustrating, a very painful growing pain, but it is a growing pain. As far as Evil Hero and Most Wanted, I think Mams is going to have deeper than the ocean talks with them to see, you know, like, are you really about this? Don't come back and waste our time again. And that's on them to reconcile with him. But we got to keep on trying stuff. We got to keep on experimenting, and we got to keep on taking risks, because yeah, that's where the fun is. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Obviously, like and subscribe and share this video to anybody in the community. And peace, love, all of that jazz.